I owe myself a better life. There you go. Maybe that's all you needed to say. If a woman proves she adds enough value, she can be a part of what I build for myself. You have rational. You have made some progress, my friend. Here you go. Enlightened self-interest. I can't help others until I can help myself. That would be a good lesson for someone like Charlie Kirk and the rest of these people to learn. Don't expect men to be leaders. Don't expect men to take more and more, heaping more and more responsibility on these guys, hoping that whatever that is, this nebulous, ambiguous responsibility is going to in some way save women from themselves. Okay? Stop it with that bullshit. But the lesson they really need to learn, which I hope that Rational Redneck has learned here, is that that's the premise of enlightened self-interest. I can't help others until I can help myself. I can't help others as well as when I help myself first. That doesn't mean be a dick. That doesn't mean be a selfish son of a bitch. That doesn't mean, keep it all to yourself like you're fucking, Mr. Miser or something like that. No, it means you build yourself up and you make yourself your mental point of origin. You do what benefits yourself. You owe yourself a better life. Thank you. That's a great one. You build yourself up and become the best version of yourself by yourself, for yourself. And then when you're a better judge of character and you say, you know what, this is somebody that I would like in my life. This person is an asset to my life, not a liability to my life. I'm going to be responsible for who do I want to be responsible for? How awesome would it be if someone like me, some smart motherfucker in Reignite said, hey, I got a better idea for you. Why don't you become the best version of yourself, and then you will have a better judge of character, so that when you decide that you want to be responsible for another individual, your wife, your girlfriend, whatever, maybe future children, that when you find somebody, you'll be a better judge of that character, so you'll know who's worth being responsible for. Wouldn't that be a better idea than just saying, oh, you just don't get any video games until you make her a woman of leisure? That's what the Bible says. No. Enlightened self-interest. I cannot help others until I can help myself. Great. Help yourself. Then you're in a better position to decide who you want to be responsible for. If that, in fact, is, I don't even know if I even subscribe to that, but let's just say I do. I'm in a better position to help other people if I've helped myself already, because it's for me, because it's about me. Everything's fucking about me. Right? It's all here's the thing. I need to get to the point, like I'm already at that point, right? Whereas my wife has already accepted this and accepted it a long time ago, right? What I do, the choices that I make as a man, as an ideas guy, as the money maker, my wife hasn't worked in almost 5 years now. I retired her early from her job, right? So but our attitude has always been this, is whatever I do is the best thing for the family. When there was a point, I remember this. I'll tell you a quick story. I remember when it was the first time I was living in Reno, Nevada, and it was 2004. And I started working for Bango Vodka. So I was working for a import-export. And the company decided that they were going to relocate to Orlando, Florida. And they wanted me to come along. They were going to pay my expenses, and I was going to get a raise in pay. So it was a good move. And I took my wife to sushi that night. There's a lot of all-you-can-eat sushi places in Reno. I sat her down and I said this. I said, look, here's the situation. The company wants to move me to Florida. The headquarters is now going to be in Orlando. And we're going. And there was I didn't say, oh, do you think we could go? Do you think, is it going to be okay with your mom and your dad? And I got to think about the kids and the school and the dogs. And I said, this is what we're going to do. This is what's best for us. And you know what she told me? She says, you're my husband. I go where you go. And she had a good job at the hospital at the time too. And her mom and her dad were pretty close by, family, friends. There was no, well, what about my family? There was no, but what about my friends? That wasn't even a conversation. The only word she said, the only sentence she said to me is, you're my husband. I go where you go. Because she knew then, as she knows now, that what the decisions that I have a pretty good track record. I'm not saying I'm batting 1,000, but the decisions that I make that are best for me are also best for her, that are also best for my daughter, that are also best for my pets, right? That are also best for my friends, right? So when I make myself my primary focus, when I make myself my mental point of origin, I suddenly find out that magically I'm doing better because these are things that I want to do. I think about myself first. And you know what? It's not that I don't think about other people after that. I do. But I'm the first thing that comes to my brain. So when people go, they get upset with me saying you don't owe a woman a better life, what they're saying is when they get upset with that, what they're saying is that they've made women their mental point of origin. I wonder how many guys would have gone and done the same thing. Probably not many. So when it comes to enlightened self-interest, when it comes to thinking of yourself before you think of others, but not that you don't think of others, you'll get to a point at some point along the way. Maybe this is a reignite lesson. I don't know. You'll get to a point somewhere along the way where you will realize, I don't really care what anybody else thinks. I know that this is a good opportunity for me, and I'm going to take this, and this is what I want to do. And when I profit from this, and when I make money off of this, and when I grow from this, the people who I love and I am responsible for, because I am responsible for my wife, I'm responsible for her well-being, I'm responsible for my greyhound's I'm responsible for my mother-in-law's well-being because she's part of my extended family, and I've accepted that. People go, why would you take care of your mother-in-law? Because she's part of my extended family. I've accepted that she's somebody that I'm responsible for, and I'm okay with that. So I put her up. I have her. She stays in my house. She's got in her own area, right? And Arola, you're a really great dad. You're a really great, humanitarian. You're a really great husband. No, I've just accepted that, and I'm responsible for that. So am I a son of a bitch for being a patriarch?